Hi all, welcome back to the show. And this is Asha Mahi and welcome back to the series of education videos under network analysis subject. In today's video, you will be seeing Kirchhoff's current law KCL, which is also called as nodal analysis. The basic principle is the sum of incoming currents is equal to sum of outgoing currents. It's simple. But when it comes to the problem, it will be a bit difficult. Okay, I am doing some problems regarding to KCL. See the problem, see the steps involved. Okay, and if you have any doubts, please let me know. If you haven't subscribed still, please subscribe. So today we will be talking about Kirchhoff's current law, KCL. So what is the KCL principle? Kirchhoff's law has been divided into two. Okay, that is KVL and KCL. We have seen in my previous video about KVL, the introduction, and how to solve a problem and find the currents in a loop by using KVL. Now we will see how to solve a problem by using KCL and find the voltages. By using KVL, we will find the currents. By using KCL, we will find the voltages. Okay, so the principle is the algebraic sum of currents at any node of the circuit is 0. Again, I am saying the algebraic sum of currents at any node of the circuit is 0. We can also specify this is all the currents. So, to simply say, the sum of currents entering a node is equal to sum of current leaving a node. So, what is this node? This Kirchhoff's current law is also called as nodal analysis. So, node is a point where it is like a junction where the branches meet. Okay, you can see here, this is the node here. Okay, here we have 5 branches where current is passing through it, and see the branches are all meeting at one point, and that is called as node. Okay, in this there are 5 branches. In these 5 branches, how many currents are entering the node? See, I1 is entering inside, I2 is entering inside. So I1 plus I2 is equal to, see, I3 is going outside, I4 is going outside, I5 is going outside. So I3, I4, I5. These are leaving the node, these are entering the node, these are entering the leaving the node. So if we equate these two, we will get the principle. The sum of currents entering a node is equal to sum of current leaving a node. So this is how you need to write. But when you are solving a problem, the method will change. Okay, I'll tell you how to solve a problem. Okay, so we'll be doing a problem on KCL. So the question is, using nodal method, find the current through all the resistors. See, I told it is a nodal analysis, so they will be asking like nodal method, or they will be asking like using Kirchhoff's current law, find the current through all the resistors. See, he has asked to find the current through all the resistors. So before finding the current, we need to find the voltage. Okay. So first step is we need to find the voltage. Okay, so as this is a nodal method where you have nodes, okay, we will be spotting out how many nodes are there in this. Okay, this is KCL. So here we have two voltage source E1, E2, and we have 4 resistors here. So how many nodes are there here? Node is, I told, right, node is a junction point where all the branches meet. So here I can see this is one node because these all branches are meeting, and this is another node. These are 2 junction points. Okay, but let us take as A and B. Okay, but I say it's but. We don't have any resistor or any element in between these 2 junctions. See, this is empty. So there is no point in taking 2 nodes. We can take only one node. Okay, we will take only one node into consideration. That is node A. Okay, we'll take only one node and then we'll sort a problem. Okay, but if you have any element in between, then there is no way you have to take 2 nodes. If we don't have any element, this is taken as one node, because from here we can say all the branches are meeting. Okay, I'll clearly explain. Okay, but you need to draw separate diagrams so that you don't get confused as you are like early learners. So here how many branches are meeting? I can see here this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, let me draw all those. So let me take A here. Okay, the first branch is this. E1 is equal to 50 ohms, and this is the branch which is meeting, this is 20 ohms, R1. Okay, this is the first branch. Okay, now let me write a current equation for this. Let me find out the current. So from the Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. So you need to find the current in this place. Okay, let us take as I1. So I1 is equal to V by R. What is V here? Okay, see, this is, we have to find the voltage here also, right? So we'll take an voltage as V, simple V. Here it is V. So here it is V. Okay, now I is equal to V by R. See here V. In this junction, there is one V which we have specified, that we have told that there is voltage existing at node A. Okay, but there is another V which is coming towards. Okay, it is coming towards, because we are taking the branches in this way. It is coming towards A. So it will be the difference of these two is the voltage here. Okay, one is the voltage what we given, one is the voltage what he has specified. So there is a difference between. So V becomes V minus what we specified, and the voltage what he has given is 50 by R is only 20, so we'll give 20. So I1 is equal to V minus 50 by 20. Okay, hope you understood. Now let us take this branch. It's very easy. So this is A, that point we have taken as V. Okay, and there is one branch which is coming towards is 100 ohms, that is R2. So now current I is equal to V by R. Let us take I2 here. So I2 is equal to V by R. There is no other voltage which is coming here. Okay, there is only one voltage what we have specified, so that is V. R is 100. So this is the first. Now let us take the third one. I am doing here only for your understanding purpose. So 3. Now let us take this one. Okay, from A, which we have taken as, and this is R3 is equal to, it is 120, right? So it is 120 ohms. This is V, this R3 is 120, and this is the B which we have specified before, as we don't have any element before, so we are not. And let us take this I3. So I3 is equal to, again I is equal to V by R, so I3 is equal to V by R. There is only one V, there is no other voltage which is coming in this branch, so this is V by R is 120. So I3 is equal to V by 120. Let us take the fourth one. Fourth one, again I have taken A, because this is the node what we have specified and the voltage V which I have specified. Okay, and I have finish this branch, so this branch is pending. So there is B in between, there is a resistor R4 and this E2. So it is equal to 20 was what he has given. R4 is equal to 30 ohms. Now let us take this I4. Okay, so I4 is equal to V by R. Okay, as we told, I is equal to V by R from Ohm's law, I4 is equal to V by R. So now what is V? Again the same process. The V what we have specified, there is another voltage what the problem is given, that is coming towards, so that becomes minus 20. Okay, the difference between these two voltages is the voltage which is existing here, by R is 30. So now we got I1, I2, I3, I4. Okay, now let us, now what is the principle? The algebraic sum of all the currents is equal to 0, or the currents entering the node is equal to current leaving the node. Okay, we'll take the first principle. Okay, which says algebraic sum of all the currents is equal to 0. So I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to 0. Now what is I1? We have already taken V minus 50 by 20. I'll keep it here. See, V minus 50 by 20 is I1 and I2 is V by 100. Okay, you need to be very careful while writing this. I3 is V by 120 plus I4 is V minus 20 by 30 is equal to 0. Now the standard procedure, solve it. Okay, take the LCM. The LCM, I suppose it will be 600. So this becomes 30 times, right? So 30, so V minus 50 plus is 6 times. 6V is 5 times 5V plus 30 becomes 20. So 20 into V minus 20 is equal to 0. Now if I solve it, what will happen? See, when you are solving, you need to be very, very careful, because one mistake that will end to 0 marks because you don't get an answer. So this becomes like 61V minus 1900 by 600 is equal to 0. So 61V is equal to 1900. Because 600 goes away, becomes 0. So V is equal to 1900 by 61. So this implies your V is equal to 31.14 volts. So this is the voltage what we got here. So indirectly we can say here V is equal to 31.14. The voltage existing here is 31.14. Okay. Now the main tricky part is he asked to find out the currents in all the resistors, right? So let me do here. It will be very easy. I'll change the pen. Okay. So in this resistor, I1 is equal to V minus 50 by 20 R1. So the current in this resistor is what? I is equal to V by R. Okay. The current in this resistor means the current which is flowing in this branch. So in this branch is the current flowing. So that becomes the current flowing in the resistor. So what is V? What we got is 31.14 minus 50 by 20. If you solve it, that becomes minus 0.943 amps. So IR1 is equal to, so the current which is passing here is minus 0.943 amps. Okay, so IR2. So IR2 is nothing but the current which is passing in this resistor. So I have taken in this resistor. So IR2 is V by 100, what is already given. So that is 31.14 by 100, that is equal to 0.3114 amps. So IR2 is equal to 3114 amps. Okay. Now let us take IR3. IR3 is the current which is passing here. So IR3 is equal to V, if we give like 31.14 by 120, your IR3 is equal to 0.2595 amps. Now here IR4 is equal to V minus 20. So V is like 31.14 minus 20 by 30. So your IR4 is equal to 0.371 amps. Okay, so now we got the current in all the resistors, right? So this is IR1, IR2, IR3, IR4. Okay, so this is how you need to solve the problem and find the currents in all the resistors. Sometimes he may ask to find out the voltage which is existing here, or he may ask to find the currents in all the resistors. So this is how, if you do it with all the separate diagrams, you will get the correct answer.